This is my client Jane, and she is Miss Canada. Jane has some headshots today for an upcoming pageant, so we are going to get her glam and do a smoky eye. Here is your warning that this is a trust the process makeup look, okay? It gets worse before it gets better. I'm using concealer as primer because I like that it has some pigmentation to it. So it's really going to grip onto this beautiful eyeshadow palette that I just got from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to take the darkest color in the palette. This is a nice chocolate brown, and I am working that right on the lash line, and I'm going to bring it up really slowly into her crease. I'm using a medium brown color to buff out all the edges and bring that eyeshadow up and out. Because of all the buffing that I'm doing and blending, don't try and do this with foundation on because it's going to be a mess. I really want to soften the eye. I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm using the Super Shock eyeshadow from ColourPop. This is in the color Basic Instinct, and I'm just taking my finger and going right over top. Then I added Little Black Dress lashes. These are from Kiss, and they are my favorite lashes. It's really important to look at your client's chest. You can see her chest is really golden. She has a spray tan, but it has come off of her face. So we're going to do some layering with her foundation, but you have to make sure that it matches. So for the layering, I'm putting one on, letting it dry, blending it all out, and then I'm adding another layer just to get that really flawless look. She's having some pictures taken today, so it's going to be really bright lights, and I don't want her to look washed out. I do prefer a brush over a sponge. I don't know why, I just like the application better. This is the BK Beauty brush in 101, and the more you stipple that, the better her face is going to look. The concealer that I'm using is Vanilla. This is the Born This Way Too Faced concealer. And I'm putting that on the high points of her face. And then I'm going to bake some of that Huda Beauty pound cake right underneath her eyes. Do not attempt if you have fine lines. Jane does not. She has beautiful under eyes. Her skin is like silk. So I knew I could put a little extra powder under there. I did let that powder sit for a minute, and then I just brushed it right off. And you can see how smooth her under eyes look. It really brightens them up, and it gives such a flawless look. Jane requested to hold the mirror only because she just wants to learn some of the things that I'm using. We're going to be doing a makeup lesson soon, but she has a pageant coming up and she wants to buy a few things. A little trick that I learned from TikTok is to take your bronzer, this is Give Me Sun, and just put it right at the crook of your ear where your kind of jaw and ear meets. And it's going to really kind of snatch your jawline, as you can see here. It just adds a really nice shadow. I wanted Jane's cheeks to look like a little baby doll, so I'm using the color Thrill from NARS. It's a really bright pink, and it's so cute. My favorite highlight is Cookie. Look at her face when she turns. This is from Benefit, and I use this constantly. It looks good on everybody. The same chocolate brown that I used on top of Jane's eyes, I'm going to put some underneath just to smoke up that lower lash line. I also added some waterproof mascara to the lower lashes. I'm obsessed with nude lipstick. I love to contour the lips with a little bit of lip liner and then put a really nice nude color and some gloss over top. So I'm going to use the color Sweet Tea from Morphe. This is a lip liner, and Jane also loved this. She's like, give me some of that. And then I'm taking the color Nude Kate from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm using that as her lipstick. This is a really beautiful nude color. Then I added some CoverGirl, this is called Nudist Dream Gloss, and her lips just looked beautiful. So this is Jane when I was all finished with her makeup. Now keep in mind, Jane is having professional photos done today, and she wanted a very glam look because she is a pageant queen. Photography will probably cut this makeup in half, so you gotta add a little extra to get it all on film. Jane sent me this video of her living her best life. Nothing makes me happier.